On April 13, 1923, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, the leader of the Turkish War of Independence and founder of the modern Turkish state, declared the establishment of the Republic of Turkey. This marked a significant turning point in Turkish history, as it brought an end to the Ottoman Empire and signaled a new era of modernization and secularization. As the first president of Turkey, Ataturk set about implementing a series of sweeping reforms to modernize the country and bring it in line with Western standards. These reforms included the adoption of a new legal code based on the Swiss Civil Code, the introduction of a new Turkish alphabet based on the Latin alphabet, and the implementation of secular education and language policies. Ataturk also implemented policies aimed at promoting gender equality, including the right for women to vote and stand for election. He believed that modernization required the full participation of women in all aspects of society, and he encouraged their education and involvement in politics. At the same time, Ataturk pursued a policy of nationalism, promoting the idea of a unified Turkish nation and discouraging ethnic and religious divisions. He believed that Turkey needed to break away from its Ottoman past and establish itself as a modern, secular state. Overall, the establishment of the Republic of Turkey on April 13, 1923, marked the beginning of a new era in Turkish history. Ataturk's reforms helped to modernize and secularize the country, while also promoting nationalism and gender equality. Today, April 13th is celebrated as Republic Day in Turkey, commemorating this important moment in the country's history. In 1923, Germany was facing one of the most severe economic crises in its history. The country was suffering from hyperinflation, which meant that the value of the German mark was plummeting at an alarming rate. This had a devastating impact on the German economy and society, as savings were wiped out and many people were left destitute. On April 13, 1923, the German government announced a new plan to stabilize the currency and address the inflation crisis. The plan involved introducing a new currency, the Rentenmark, which was backed by mortgage bonds. The government hoped that this would restore confidence in the currency and help to stabilize the economy. Under the new system, the Rentenmark was initially valued at 1 trillion old marks. This meant that one Rentenmark was worth 1 trillion old marks. However, the government also introduced strict measures to control spending and reduce the money supply, in order to combat inflation. The introduction of the Rentenmark was largely successful in stabilizing the German economy and bringing inflation under control. However, it also had significant social and political consequences. Many people were left destitute as their savings were wiped out, and there was widespread social unrest. The crisis also contributed to the rise of extremist political parties, such as the Nazi Party, which capitalized on the economic turmoil and promised to restore order and stability. Overall, the German inflation crisis of 1923 was a pivotal moment in German history, with far-reaching consequences for the country and the world. The introduction of the Rentenmark helped to stabilize the currency and restore confidence in the German economy, but it also had significant social and political consequences that would shape the course of German history for years to come. On April 13, 1923, the Irish Republican Army, IRA, launched a series of attacks on British forces in Ireland. This was part of a larger campaign of guerrilla warfare aimed at achieving independence from Britain. One of the most significant attacks took place in the town of Listowel, in County Kerry. The IRA detonated a bomb in the town center, killing 6 people and injuring dozens more. The bombing was aimed at British forces who were stationed in the town, but the victims were largely civilians. The attack in Listowel was just one of many that took place during this period of conflict in Ireland. The IRA carried out a range of tactics, including ambushes, raids, and bombings, targeting British forces and infrastructure. The conflict in Ireland was deeply rooted in a long history of British colonialism and Irish nationalism. The IRA was fighting for independence from Britain and the establishment of a republic in Ireland. However, the British government was determined to maintain its control over Ireland, leading to a protracted and violent conflict that would last for decades. The events of April 13, 1923, were just one chapter in this ongoing conflict. While the Listowel bombing was a tragic event that claimed the lives of innocent civilians, it was also part of a larger struggle for independence and self-determination that would ultimately shape the course of Irish history. As we've seen, April 13, 1923, was a day of significant events in Europe. From the declaration of the Republic of Turkey to the German inflation crisis, the Irish Republican Army attacks, and the negotiations between the Soviet Union and Japan, this was a day that had a profound impact on the course of history. By exploring these events, we can gain a deeper understanding of the complex political, economic, and social forces that shaped the world in the early 20th century. We can also draw lessons from the past that are still relevant today, as we continue to navigate the challenges and opportunities of our own time. So as we reflect on the events of April 13, 1923, let us remember the people and the struggles that shaped our world. And let us continue to learn from the past as we work to build a brighter future for ourselves and for generations to come. Thank you for watching our video on the events of April 13, 1923. We hope you enjoyed learning about the historical moments that shaped Europe on this day. We would love to hear your feedback and suggestions for future videos. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please consider subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when we release new videos and you'll be supporting our efforts to create informative and engaging content.